Hi, Greta.
Hi, good morning, Jim.
How you
Can
doing
you hear
today?
me? Hello?
Hello, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, hang on for 1 second. I'm having technical difficulties. That's fine.
Just overall safety wise, I don't know.
Jack?
Yeah, how you doing?
Okay, good, good. Sorry about that. Now it's working. Okay.
Excellent. Yeah, you're a little
Sorry.
early today. You're ready to get in here and get after this, huh?
Well, no, it's just that I just went ahead before I forget because yesterday we forgot about it.
Oh, well,
So I'm
you
so
have another
sorry.
meeting. I get it. It's no big deal.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's see. But we can start it at 10 if you like it whenever you're. I just was hanging out in the waiting room for this while I'm doing other work. So
Oh, okay. Yeah, because it shows up on my end that somebody's on the call waiting. So I
yeah.
wanted to make sure. Is there any questions we need to go through and dive in while we're waiting on the others, or?
No. So for first due, not really. I've been playing with the inspection and scheduling. Um, I'm still waiting on our occupancies to be loaded, though. I'm not sure what's taking so long. So,
It takes a lot of work to get data loaded. So once they receive it and then start working on it, and they're backlogged with hundreds
mm,
upon hundreds of clients that they have to deal with. So it does take time.
yeah, yeah. No, understood. Understood. We just uh we just want to be ready for this. That way I'll know what to do and then I can show the other inspectors on how to do it,
Absolutely, I understand.
you know. Yeah, because I'm not sure when they want us to start using this program. So I just kind of want to make sure that our ducks are all or our stuff is all taken care of
Yeah,
before we go out
absolutely.
there and use it.
No,
So
it makes you definitely want to get the work done now and get everything set up and see how it's working before you use it. That way it's, it meets your needs.
right, right, no, for sure, for sure. But other than that, so far it seems pretty easy to use, and I thank you for putting together the template for me. I can just go ahead and add the other 15 that I have. Um, I'm just gonna cut and paste and all that good stuff.
Yeah, and I tried to consolidate those. Let me share my screen here. I tried
Yeah,
to consolidate those inspection types based on how they were sent over.
right,
So here on page 2, I created the brush inspection separately, but I
right.
put the fire and life safety that I thought all the items that you wanted to have in there together.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully I put those in there the best I could, and they're in here listed. Codes are associated. Now, some of them did not associate because they weren't referencing the California Fire Code. Some of
Right,
them were just referencing the IFC or other codes that were not in the system.
yeah,
But you can always take that and you can clone that one and then
right,
delete what you don't need for additional inspection types.
right,
Right. So if you come over here and type in a new name, and then you can just edit that new one to meet your needs.
right, right.
So
Yeah,
hopefully that gives you a good starting point with those specific inspection types from your current system.
right. Mm-hmm. No, it's a start, and it's the fire life and safety inspect. The only reason why we did that, and I'll know more once I start playing more with First Due, was we were scheduling inspections and finding out that okay, it needs more than just a residential fire final. There's other stuff in here that we need to put, and we don't have the checklist in that residential fire final. That's why we created like that fire life and safety inspection, where we had all of our checklists. And most of the time, that's where we put our inspections.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, are there going to be more that you need me to build out, or are you going to be able to handle those on your end?
No, I'll be able to handle it on my end.
Right.
This is perfect, what you created
Okay.
for us so far. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I try to help out where I can.
Yeah, it was just it was time consuming having to pull information from another app that no longer wants to work. It was a
Yeah,
little it was uh, a little bit of trouble, but I got it worked out. Found a workaround.
well, and sometimes that's what we have to do, and I'm glad we were able to get those built out so that way it'll help you moving forward from here because you have a good selection of inspection types in here to work with or build off of.
Right, right,
And if you don't need them, you can always delete them.
right,
Or if you want to just deactivate them, that will
right,
hold them in the inactive status.
right. I think deactivate is the way to go if I'm gonna do that, just in case, you know.
Absolutely. Well, and then we'll just be waiting for everybody else for the permits. Is that your plan, or do you need me to go through anything else with you?
Um, I think I'm good. And if I get stuck somewhere, I'll just shoot you an email and type out my questions.
Yeah, because Candace had asked for a meeting on Thursday at 1 o'clock to go over inspections as well. So I don't know if you're going to be able to attend that or not, but we do have that meeting this Thursday at 1 o'clock your time. So
Yep,
we can always,
yeah, she put it on my calendar. She put it on my calendar.
okay.
Yeah, I was just hoping that the other inspectors would like jump in and do this also. That way they can have a better understanding. But I think what's gonna end up happening, Jack, is that I'm gonna learn how to do this and then show them
Yeah.
how to do.
And
Yeah,
that's kind of normal.
yeah, yeah. So other than that, let me see. Candice, are you ready for the?
For 10 o'clock?
Yeah, or do you need some time?
No, I didn't something.
You can jump in. Okay. All right. Candace is jumping in. Most of this permitting type, she's going to be the one that's going to be using it the most.
Okay.
Yeah. What I can't wait to see is for when our is it going to be our IT that's going to be I don't know how this works to where when we schedule it in here, oh we get the oh, she's in the lobby. When we get the invite that an inspection is scheduled, does that automatically show up in our calendars? Do you know? To where
No,
it's a
but you can sync it to your calendar. So what I'll
yeah,
do is I'll go up here to the inspection type or the
okay,
inspection list. And I'm just going to schedule an inspection.
okay,
Well, if I just schedule it from here, if I put in the
okay,
address, and then based on the inspection type here, choose the one you want.
okay,
And then right here, when you assign it to somebody,
mm-hmm,
so if I assign it to you and I click save here, it's going to
mm-hmm.
schedule that inspection, but you're going to get an email notification and then you can sync that into your calendar.
Gotcha. So it won't automatically block our calendars.
No,
Would
you have to sync it into the calendar.
okay. So tentatively she'll have to block our calendars first because what ends up happening is that if it doesn't get blocked on our calendar, while we're on the field, we're rescheduling inspections based, and we're looking at our calendars with the clients, with the customers.
Yeah, did you get the email for that?
Not yet. I'm reading on it.
Yeah, because that'll help you. If it's gonna, once you sync it into your calendar, we'll know if it's gonna block that time for you or not. Hi Candace, how you doing?
Hi, good. And you, Jake?
I'm good.
Awesome. Just one question. When I schedule the inspection, can I sync that in their calendar or it has to be them?
Well, it's assigned to whoever it's assigned to here. That's who's gonna get that email.
Okay, but I cannot sync it to their calendar in the background.
Good question. I don't think you can. Unless you were receiving their emails or you had access to their emails. I think that would be the only way.
So I think, Candace, tentatively, what we're gonna have to do is you can just block their calendar. You don't have to put all the specifics in it, but just on Outlook, just put a block on that time frame and say inspection scheduled, see email. That would be the easiest thing for you to do. That way we're not double booking ourselves.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and sometimes these emails will end up in your spam or junk folder. So
Yeah. I'm still waiting on that email. Let me see if I have it in under spam, maybe.
Or I can just continue do whatever I'm doing right now.
Correct.
You
Mhm.
don't sync your email because if I put it on your calendar, then you have it on your calendar.
Yeah. That, or, um, again, just block it. That way you're, because if you're already putting all the information in Streamline, I'm sorry, in First Do, that way you're not having to double enter information or cut and paste information from one app to another.
Okay. So just put the general information. You have
Yeah.
1:56 at whatever o'clock.
Yeah, no, just like how we have it now, like IV, block inspection, block time for inspection, see email. That way they get used to looking at their emails and syncing it to their own calendar.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
Jack, I'm sorry, I'm not sure why I'm not getting that email just yet.
yeah, that's normally it doesn't take too long. So let me check something here.
This is going to the Outlook email, right?
Yes, it's gonna
Okay.
go in our Outlook email.
Let me check personnel up here and see. Make sure the email's in there for you. Is that the correct email?
Yes, that is correct. Uh-huh.
Now, is there a chance that on your guys' end, the security is so tight that maybe it's held in like quarantine or something for emails?
Mm. No, I'm not sure because the last time when we scheduled something, I got that email.
Hmm.
So let me close Outlook and then turn it off.
Try turning your Wi-Fi off in the building. See if maybe that helps.
Look in my tablet. Yeah, I'm not getting the email either on my iPad or desktop. I'll send myself an email.
See if Candace gets it. I scheduled one to Candace.
Okay.
So that way we know if it's a individual or if there's something else going on.
Okay.
That's the request for December for you, that you can recall. Thought I did, but I can't even find it. I went pretty sure. Yeah. That, I just didn't see what day I asked about it. Turn in some stuff.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So Jack, I sent myself an email from my work phone and I was
Mhm.
able to get that email.
Yeah, I wonder if on our end if there's some work going on because we just released the new UI today. That's why this looks a little different.
Right.
So
Yeah, there was it requested for an update yesterday via Apple Store. So
I haven't received the email, by the way.
you have not?
No.
Okay.
yeah, we can just periodically check and see because if there's an issue, then I'll have to report it and get support working on it because remember the emails come out pretty quick.
Yeah. Yeah. I checked on our end just in case, but I did get an email that I sent to myself. So
Yeah, yeah. So it's just not sent from us yet. So
okay.
yeah, it's not showing here in the email status. So the system hasn't pushed it out yet. It doesn't look like.
Okay. Okay, no worries, no worries.
Okay. Any other questions on that stuff?
Candace, do you have anything?
No, I just missed the first part that you guys were talking about. I thought
Yeah, we were just talking
Let's
about
talk
the
about-
inspection types that Greta provided. I was able to get them built out in here. So, and I was explaining that the fire and life safety, I combined a bunch of those inspection types of checklists into one,
check this out.
but you can always clone them and make it into the others. And then the other ones I kept separate, but they're in here. They can be deleted, they can be deactivated. But this way, this fire and life safety here has those checklists that Greta provided last week.
Okay.
Here's
Mhm.
all the different sections in here.
The inspection type we can create it ourselves, right? Or it has to be inputted by you guys.
Nope, you can either edit what's here, or you can just say add new type here,
Okay.
and then you can just start building out your inspection type here from scratch if you need to.
Okay.
But those are all in there for you all to see if they're going to meet your needs and work through and get set up for you for your inspections.
I was looking at the underground fire lines. So we have the visual inspection, we have hydrostatic inspection, and then flush. Just wanted to make sure we have all these underground inspections there.
I don't know if the flush is in this one or not.
No, it just says underground hydrovisual.
It should be in the checklists because it's not an inspection type. That's really a checklist.
Okay. So when I
Yeah.
schedule it, I just schedule as underground, and you guys will go ahead and check the checklist, select the checklist, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah, and if you need to relabel this one and have flush
Yeah.
listed in here, you can always just come in here and add that and then save it. You know, however you want these to be labeled and, you know, so they are meeting the labeling you need. You can always make these changes to any of these. That's just how they came over from the previous account. So
Right.
just like
So-
there's a reason why you have numerous fire and life safeties, right? This came from the client.
Right.
This is the initial one we loaded out, and then I built out that new one for you all. So that's why you're going to have essentially 3 of the same, but this is the specific one for you all.
Mm-hmm. We'll go in there and clean it up later, Candice. That way there's not, you won't have so many to choose from, or we won't, you know. Now, Jack, will this affect, you know, when we do our reporting? I know I'm probably jumping ahead, but so when we pull our reportings, it's gonna pull inspection types.
Yeah, you can create a report that distinguishes by the inspection types.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where it's going to be imperative that you have the, you know, inspection types that you need and how they're labeled correctly. So when the
Correct.
report's produced, you have that information.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, we'll clean, we'll get it all set up before then.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is everybody here? Are we ready to dive into permits then?
I believe so. Chief,
Okay.
are you ready? Are you joining? Yeah. I think I threw a wrench being early to the meeting, Jack, sorry.
Oh, it's okay. So we'll just come down here and open up permits, and once everybody's on here, we'll dive in and talk about permits today.
Yeah, till tomorrow, right? Tomorrow. This morning. Maybe one of them. That's the high school for me. Oh, okay.
All right. Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
We're going to cover permits today. Have you all had some time to get in here and get your hands on permits and kind of work through the system?
Sort of.
Right? Time is always the issue. I get it. Were you able to get in here and update the form? Or do we need to go through and do some refresher on the form?
I think we're good on the form since we can change it out as we need to.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then on your permit types would be the next thing. So, you know, building out the permit types that you want to issue, right? So every permit you're going to want to issue from the system, you're going to want to have a permit type for that. So you have the ability to issue that within our system.
Okay.
So you can either just add a new one, or you can come over here and you can click the,
It helps show you what they're doing.
you can come over here and you can click the clone button. And then right here, you can just relabel it and you can clone those previous permits if you need to. Sometimes that's a quicker way to get it built out.
Yep.
And then if you're going to do any plan reviews, you're going to want to make sure you have your plan reviews in here as well. And then you can pull those into those permits if you want to use that process.
Stop the echo.
So any questions on permits?
No, not for me.
Okay, adding permit types. Do you want me to add an additional permit type and kind of do a refresher on that?
Can I try one on my own
Yeah, absolutely.
and see? So, oh, I can't do it this way, huh?
Yeah, because once you add it, I'll just click off of it and click back in and it'll pull it over on my end. So
Oh, gotcha. So I've got to do it on my screen. Let me see here.
yep. Because the keys here are going to be building out your permit form and your permit types. Now, if you're going to have specific information on each of your forms, right? To
Uh-huh.
fire alarm permit's going to want to have a fire alarm form. Or if you're going to keep your forms kind of generically, you can sometimes use that same form over and over. But I have departments that want to have specific information on their forms. So then they do a 1-to-1 ratio permit form to the permit type.
Right. Yeah. Like, because we're gonna have multiple ones. We're gonna have underground fire line permits, fixed system permits, and soul hood and duct, all of that. And so, we're gonna be creating a form for those.
Yeah, absolutely. Then it sounds like you're going to want to create a form for each one of those permit types. Because
Yeah.
within that permit type, that's where you're going to pull it into that right here under form. And then you want to have a list of those forms so it populates on the correct form.
Okay. So will I be able to clone, like say the alarm system permit and then clone it and make it into, oh, say a hood and duct permit for the Ansel system? Or do
Yeah,
I
so
have
if you-
to start it?
You don't have to start it, but it's just going to copy over everything, right? So this one's already showing as a project. So if that's going to be the same for you, you can
Okay.
just click clone here and then just relabel it and click clone and it'll make a copy of that permit. And then you can always open up that permit type as needed.
Okay. And add information.
Correct.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then coming down here to the form, we're going to want to make sure that we build out multiple forms, right? So if you want to come down here and just come over to the form and click duplicate, it's going to make a copy of that one. And then you can come in here and edit this. So if you wanted this to be your alarm form or sprinkler form, you can just label it accordingly and then put in the pertinent information and make the changes here that you need. So it's populating with all the pertinent information.
Okay. So for this type of form, this will be the ones that we give out to our customers
Correct.
for them to fill out. Would we, since I haven't played with the setting up a permit form yet, we would be able to set it up where it's going to have a drop down selection for them on specific information.
Well, this is where you're going to issue that permit to them.
Oh, okay.
So this is the issuance process. This is the form that's going to produce that permit on it.
Oh, so this is not necessarily like the application form that they fill out. Okay,
No, this is after that. Right?
okay,
This is after you've done your review process and you're going to issue the permit. That's what's going to populate on here.
gotcha. Okay,
That's why I say if there's any pertinent information you need to have on here, you know, if we're going to call this your fire alarm form, let's say, you can just type that up here. Then here you can tell in the system, you know, maybe you need some additional information to populate here. You know, maybe down here, you want to pull in, let's say, the project description area of that permit. So if we chose a simple tag here and just want to call it right, doing something like this and changing this form here now. And then when we save it, we can now come back in here into that permit type. And under the alarm one, you can pick that form now. Save that. So when you go to issue this permit type, it's going to populate on that form. So if I want to come in here and create a new permit, I click new, put in the address. I choose which permit, click save. Then I can go through here and start adding in the occupancy information, add contacts, and under the review tab, this project description is what's going to pull onto that form.
okay,
So you want to put the conditions of the permit. You can definitely do that. Maybe you track it by project number. You can put in all kinds of different things here. You can turn on the plan review here. And when you click add, you can document that plan review. So if you
okay,
had an alarm plan review, we need to make sure we choose that in the permit type to pull in that alarm. Okay. You can even upload attachments here if you need to.
okay,
Pull in attachments there. You can sign for it. You can approve it. And then it's going to populate on that form based on what you've told to show up on that form. For example, I added project description here. So whenever you add anything into that review tab, this right here is going to now show up on that form. That's why I say setting up the forms to a 1:1 ratio for each permit type to each form to populate with the information you need.
okay,
Because some departments that I deal with on their forms, they want to have that specific language. You know, maybe this needs to be posted in an area and they want it on that form. Or maybe it's per, you know, the California Fire Code, this section. That's where building these forms out to meet your needs. And if you want to share like a current permit form with me, that helps me get a better understanding how we can set this up for you.
okay. I can send you our application forms, which is everything that we need information wise. to show on a permit. Maybe give you an idea. Let me see if I can do that now.
Okay, and then do you all have an example of the permits that you're going to issue and what needs to be populated on that?
Yes. One of them would be like a fireworks booth permit. Let me see.
Yeah, so under the permit types here, if you wanted to have one for fireworks, just click add new here. Come in here and label the permit. You know, say fireworks, or if you want to say fireworks booth, you can have that. You can choose, you know, this isn't going to be a construction, this is going to be an operation, right?
Yes.
So then we'll have to go in here, close this out. We'll have to go down in here into field management and add that option in here based on your permit class. Because all we have is construction currently, but here you can add, if you want to say operation or operational. And we can add any of these in here that you may need. Is there any other options you need in here?
I'm not sure just yet. Trying to. So for the permit class, for this permit class right here. So say for the fire alarm, they need a permit for that, right?
Mhm.
Will it be under, will it be put under construction permit?
You tell me what you want to put it under, right? Because it can be construction, can be operational, can be conditional, right? There's many different options that it could be. That's why I'm saying we can build those out in here. So
Okay,
they're specific for your needs.
okay. I'm gonna send you out some of our forms that we have for our permits that we issue
Okay.
and see if that would kind of give you an idea. Okay, I just sent some to you. Or
Okay.
we call them our application forms, but that's where we put the permit once we do the inspection, once we do the process of plan review and approving it.
And I'll type in these that I see other clients using.
Okay.
Okay, since those are in there now, if we're going to build out that permit type, you're going to now have those options here. So if you needed one for a fireworks booth, now you can choose from all those options in here. And that's how you can add additional in here if you need additional permitting classes.
Okay.
And I'm looking at your email here. Does it matter which one of these I pull up?
No.
Okay, yeah, so I'm just going to grab some of this information off of here and work on these forms. But before I do the forms on this fireworks booth,
Mhm.
which permit class would you like this to be listed as?
I would say operational conditional. Operation conditional.
Okay. And then what workflow? Renewable, standalone, or project?
Standalone, because that's it's a once a year deal.
Okay, and if you want to have any default days or years, or
What
you
does that
just,
mean?
well, some permits are good for 7 days, some are good for 180 days. You can kind of set that date
Ah,
range, or you can just manually choose when you're going to issue that permit.
yeah, those permits for fireworks booth, they're only good for until I believe July 5. And then
Okay.
yeah. So it really changes depending on what day it falls.
Okay. Then
Yeah.
we'll just leave it on 0, and then you could just manually choose the exact time frame you need.
Okay.
And then if you conduct a plan review, you would toggle it on and select the plan review. If you do an inspection, you can toggle that on and choose your inspection type you want to use.
Yeah, I believe the fireworks booth is the one of those permit the checklist that I have that's that didn't quite make it. Oh, actually there's one up there, fireworks booth.
Yep. And you can just select that one. If you're going to want to have the ability to create an invoice within this permit, you just toggle
Mhm.
this on, and that allows you to create an invoice within this permit.
Yes. Mhm.
Okay, and then if you need any custom data fields, this is where you can add those if you need to. And then if you had a fireworks form, you would pick that form you want to pull in here. Okay. And then save it. But that's where it's important to get the forms built out, get your permit types built out. That way everything is in alignment. So if we come down here to the forms now, under the form builder, if I took this fire alarm form here, we already have a spot so you can put in your project description, but maybe something more suited you want to have in here would be something like this. If I could actually copy and paste the correct thing. Try that again. Probably gonna have to download this. Let me see if I can get this to copy and paste and pull over here for us. Okay. Computer is not cooperating.
Yeah.
It's how you sent me the form. Let me open this with something else and see if I can get it to work.
I wonder because if it's locked, could that be?
It could be, but let me see if I can find a workaround here.
I can unlock them and resend them.
Yeah, it's saying they are locked. That's why.
Let me go in here and send you one that's unlocked. Sorry about that.
It's okay. Like for example here, this is pretty common here for departments. You want to have this following information down here. So you can add stuff in here. You can even bold this if you need to. You can take this and you can center it. And then you can keep adding in that pertinent information for each of these forms.
So I can pretty much add and like how some of them, let's just say for the public fireworks display form, I can add all the information that we now currently have on our forms to this, the one that you're working on right now.
Right. So you just create your own specific form, right? So if like we get this form kind of set up generically, you can just clone this, make it your fireworks one, and then go in there and put in the pertinent stuff pertaining to fireworks.
Okay.
That one you just add this information in here. If you want to bold it, you can bold it, you can center it, you can do a lot of different things here, but this is what I mean by getting those forms set up and created. So it's going to populate exactly how you need it.
Okay.
So I'm just kind of copying what you currently have over here. So you can get a visual of what you can do with these.
Okay.
Because once you get this all set up, right, maybe right here you want to say, this is approved with the following conditions. And then that's where, you put in that project description. Or if you want this to say, you can come in here and customize this. I'm just trying to give you some ideas on how you can get these set up to meet your needs.
Okay.
And then when you're done editing your form, you save it. Make sure you pull that back into your permit type. So if I want that form to come into alarm system, you can come in here and you can choose that. Under your options, if you're doing a fire alarm, or a sprinkler system, whatever your plan reviews are, this is where it's important to pull those things back in here. But that's why we have to get that stuff created in the system, right? We need to get the plan review types, permit types, and those forms in there. And then you're able to start utilizing those permits. So any questions on that?
So anytime that we have a permit type, because this permit types are going to be, it's going to work hand in hand with our forms. Once that form is built, I have to add it into the permit type, correct? Otherwise,
Correct.
it's not going to show up. Okay.
Yeah, because that's where when you select that permit type and then you choose that form, right? For here, we would
Mhm.
want a fireworks form to show up for that.
Okay.
Okay, so those are the things moving forward that we need to get done so that way you can utilize your permits. And then to issue those permits, right, you can either issue them here through the permitting module. And that's where you can choose by your permit types, right? And the more you add into your permit types, this allows you to select those permits. You can also use these filters up here
Mhm.
to be able to sort. Maybe you just want to look for your alarm system permits. You can select those, click apply. It'll filter that data just to show what you're asking for. You can come in here and look at specific date ranges. You can look at the statuses of the permits. When did they expire? But all of this is filtering criteria here to assist you with those permits once you have them in the system, because you potentially are going to have a fair amount here.
Mhm.
And then you can also create an invoice within those permits. So when you're going to issue these, you can create an invoice and add it from here if you need to. You can also schedule an inspection from here if you need to, or you can do the inspection that you have. Many different options on how you can use permits. You can also even do permits within your inspection. So in your inspection, yep, you're doing your inspection. You want to get done with your inspection. Right here, you can even issue a permit from right here within your inspection if you need to. Same process.
Okay.
So you don't have to use it that way, but that is an option within our system. But that's why it's important. And once we get everything built out, you can kind of see how these modules tie into each other and work with each other.
Mhm.
And then if you have a permit, you do your inspection, put in your signatures. The inspection report's going to populate here. And if you have a permit in here, I'll just quickly add one here. You can come in here, you can put in your permit information, you can approve the permit, put in the time frame you want to approve it for, and then click submit. It'll hold it in that approved status. You can even sign for the permit. But when you save it here and close it out, it's going to be on a link to this inspection type. You can see it's linked right here. Okay.
Mhm.
So when you go to send out the inspection report, you can always click included link reports here. And when you drop this caret down, you can see that it's linked that permit. And if you want to send it out with it, you can select it. And then this way, you can now email out the inspection report and the permit if you need to use that workflow. And a use case might be like that fireworks booth. You go out and do your inspection. You may want to issue the report and the permit at the same time. Our system has that capability for you if you need it. But if you issue the before the inspection, it's fine
No.
too. You can just issue those. So it's driven off your inspection. Okay.
So question on this, so, like say for an example, fireworks booth permit, when we do the inspection, that application form that you see that I emailed you,
Mhm.
we have a hard copy, a printed copy, because they have to put it up. They have to have it in their book when they open that booth, and we sign it then and there and we give it to them. Most of the time, they don't have the capability to print it themselves as they're out on the on site at the booth itself. Is this something that we can print before we go out there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because all you have to do is you can create that permit in the permit module. Okay. So you come in here, you're going to create that permit.
Hmm.
So let's say you're going to come in here and say, I want to create fireworks. Put in an address. Save it. Okay, now you can come in here. Get your permit all set up, put in any information. You know, maybe you want to upload an attachment to it, have an attachment. Do some fireworks safety. You can upload that attachment. You can schedule that inspection. You know, maybe you're going to go out and do it tomorrow. Click save. Now you have that inspection schedule. I'll sign for the permits. And then when you approve this, that permit form's going to populate with approved. Then you can just print this up ahead of time and take it out with you to do your inspection. You can also link this to that inspection if you need to. We already have it linked because we scheduled it. So many different ways to use our system.
Okay.
What can I help you all with getting these permits up and running and set up? Anything else I can help you with here?
No, I think we just need to create those forms that I've sent you to make them into the permit forms and the permit type,
Okay.
and to link them together. I mean, I'm gonna try and play with it, and
Okay.
hopefully it comes out how you're showing us.
Yeah, and if it doesn't, it's no big deal. On our next call, we'll go in there, we'll make some changes, make some modification, but it's going to take getting that stuff built out to keep moving this forward.
Yeah. Hmm.
If nobody, does anybody have any questions on anything for permits? No? Okay. If nobody has any questions, then I can grant you back some time in your day. I can get you the recording. It'll be on the Monday board. And then
Okay.
I'll just follow up with you on the next meeting and see how permits going, and hopefully we'll get it finalized.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, good seeing you all.
Sounds-
Talk to you later.
You too. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All
Bye.
right. Bye.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too. Bye.